Good morning, everyone. My name is Dom Einhorn. Thank you for the introduction. I'm the founder and CEO of M6 Limited and a company called Exponential Inc., which is a social business. Thank you, Tony, for inviting me. I'd like to focus on the area of startups and number one, why do we start up companies? Well, historically, we've always started up companies to make money, let's be honest, and to make our shareholders happy. But along the way, we found out that, at least as far as I'm concerned, making money alone wasn't the fulfillment I was looking for. So case in point, this was me in 2000. I had just sold my company that I had worked years to build up, called PowerClick Inc., a digital media startup, to a large public entity for a significant sum of money. At first, I felt very accomplished. My parents were proud. I was proud of myself. But little by little, I wasn't very satisfied. I started gaining a lot of weight. I partied a little bit too much. And I bought toys that I didn't necessarily need. Matter of fact, a year later, they didn't exist anymore. So fast forward 18 years, this picture was taken last month in Saigon, Vietnam, at an orphanage. This is me in the middle. What has changed? Well, aside from 18 years of maturity, 20 pounds less, and a huge smile on my face, I'm pretty much the same guy. Hard to say really what has changed, aside from the fact that I'm happier with what I do today. You know, I guess I always, like any startup entrepreneur, always dreamed of one day becoming a billionaire, but that's probably not the picture that we have in mind today as to what a billionaire looks like or should look like. One gentleman that I consider a mentor of mine, Peter Diamandis, out of California, who runs the X Prize Foundation and a company called Singularity University, often says that if you truly want to be a billionaire, you better produce and deliver products and services that have the capacity of positively impacting the lives of 1 billion people or more. And that is today what we set out to do as social startup entrepreneurs, more than anything. Here comes the term net social impact. I was actually shocked 6 months ago when we applied for trademark registration in the US that this term was still available. We were able to register the domain name. We were able to get a clean slate in terms of trademark registration in a country that on an annual basis, US consumers donate $430 billion to charity. Corporations donate another $300 billion a year. So we're almost talking about $1 billion industry, and yet no one seemed to care about the fundamental impact that these donations have on the lives and livelihoods of NGOs, non-governmental organizations around the world. So, you know, when we're saying net social impact, what we're really interested in is not about what's in it for me as much as about what is in it for us as a whole, as a citizen of the world. So today, you know, unlike taking selfies, we like to take what we call helpies. In other words, we stopped pointing the camera at ourselves, and we're more focused on pointing the camera outwards in order to determine what is our true impact in terms of what we do as a company. But we can't do this alone. In many countries where we operate, we need political engagement. In this scenario, for example, I'm with 4 ministers in Cameroon and other luminaries working together in unison in order to generate net social impact in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Similar in other parts of the world, be it in Africa or in Southeast Asia. We're active in over 30 countries today with our model. But because startup, at least according to the definition we can find in the dictionary, means also setting something in motion, today we're more interested in actually creating a movement that brings everyone together with a shared goal, which again is net social impact. As I stand here today, in my home country of France, 1 new business out of 5 that's being created on a daily basis is a social business. So think about that for a moment. Think about the ramifications that this trend can have on the world we live in 20 years from now, where every day 1 out of 5 new startup entrepreneurs, we talked a lot about millennials. Well, many of these companies are started by millennials, some of them by teens, but some of them also by gentlemen and women in their 70s and even in their 80s that have, identified a deep need, and they are in somewhat of an identity crisis, trying to give back, trying to contribute, trying to allocate some of their time and their talent towards solving problems that are paramount to our survival as a human species. So if I can leave you one thought today, it would be this one: legacy. In other words, there's only so much we can keep for ourselves on this earth, and we're all going to be judged by what we leave behind, i.e. our legacy. So on my deathbed, would I rather be remembered as this guy, laying in a coffin full of cash, or this guy? So I've come to the realization, after 25 years as a digital marketer, that this is really where it's at. This is what matters to me. And I'm sure this is also deeply what matters to most people inside all of us. In terms of legacy also, because starting up again means something, that we're putting something in motion. We're looking at creating a movement. Because you're not running a true startup if you don't intend to finish what you have started. So if you do indeed go through all of the time, the hassle, the expense, the headaches of running a startup, why not think about something that is radically different? Something that has measurable impact, not only on your bottom line, on the shareholders' bottom line, but on all our bottom lines as a whole. So in closing, I'm glad to be part of this panel about the startup ecosystem, and I'm not a telco guy by any means, but I would like to leave you with one simple thought. We all run companies, but what would happen if we changed a key ingredient in how we do business? What would happen if we just made some minor adjustments to the way we operate, the way we manage our business on a day-to-day basis? What tremendous impact can those minor adjustments have on our businesses, on our stakeholders, on the countries we live in, and ultimately on our families and us as individuals? Thank you very much.